Hello students, welcome to the next class of chapter electricity. Okay, so in previous sections we have discussed that resistance of a conductor depends upon temperature and the kind of material it is. Okay, so either it can be conductor, insulator or semiconductor depending upon what kind of material we are choosing, and at the same time the temperature also affects the resistance. Okay, so till now what we have read about the nature of resistance, that resistance changes with the first one is temperature and the second one is material of conductor. In case of temperature, resistance rises with rise in temperature. This is more often case, and we have studied that the conductors which follow this situation are called as ohmic conductors. Okay, and the second one, material of a conductor. And as we do know that if material of a conductor substance, I'm writing here, is good conductor, it has low resistance. In short, I am just making a gist that a good conductor means low resistance. Likewise, bad conductor means high resistance. Okay, but in this particular section we are not going to deal with these two conditions what we have studied early. Instead of doing this, we will be having a very good relation. Okay, and let us see what is that we are going to study that how resistance depends on the dimension of a conductor. Okay, so strictly speaking, what we are going to study under this section, the dependence of resistance on dimension of conductor. Okay, so this one is the exactly name of the topic. Okay, so before knowing what is the laws or the facts about this, so let us know what are the dimensions. Okay, so in more general case, we consider wire to be cylindrical. Okay, it can be of any shape. I will discuss some of them. Okay, so in case of cylindrical shape, it should look like this. Okay, having thin this face area, what we call them, area of cross section. Area of cross section, and this part is its length. Okay, so just for an example, I am considering a cylindrical wire. Okay, this is more general case of wire which we are using at our households and everywhere, etc. So this is area of cross section. It's this part, this circular part will be area of cross section, and this will be called as length of the conductor. Okay, but in case we can also find some parallelepiped wires. Okay, so that can be found on the motherboard of your mobile phone, any chipset, computer, laptops. Okay, solar plate, if you do have, then obviously you can watch it. Okay, it will be looking like a stripe like this, or you can say its area of cross section will be rectangular, but whatever it is, it will be called as area of cross section, and this will be called as length. Okay, so I am having a pencil here. Okay, so you can say, so this should be length. Okay, and this part, as you can see, there is a triangular terminal. Its area will be called as area of cross section. Okay, so another example, I'm just giving you example of my finger. If this is a wire, then from here to here it will be length, and this area is called as area of cross section. Okay, now we are going to the theory. So the fact is that before studying these things, we should know how resistance rises in any conductor. Okay, so suppose that it is a piece of a conducting wire, and in my first or second class I told you that current flows through the conductor due to the charge, which are electrons. Okay, I am making a dot sign over here, due to the electrons. Okay, now what happens here, that although we have applied some potential difference by using a cell or a battery, okay, using some key. Okay, so as we have applied it here, but the path of this electron is not so much easy that they will flow. They cannot flow so much easily. Why? Due to the presence of large atoms as compared to them, obviously. Okay, so what happens, that these electrons faces several collisions. Okay, this electron will face several collision before reaching to this terminal to this terminal, and this collision raises resistance. More number of collision means higher resistance, less number of collision means less resistance. Okay, so I am repeating it again, I hope so you will understand it. Okay, the conduction in any piece of a conducting wire is due to presence of electrons and obviously due to their movement, but these movement of electrons inside the conductor is not so much easy. Why? Due to presence of atoms. These electron, when they tend to go, they just collide with one atom and their path is hindered. We can say due to these collisions the resistance rises in the wire or the conducting material. Okay, so more collision will make higher resistance, less collision will make lower resistance, and so on. Okay, so this is that much simple. Now we will consider what happens when the length is changed or this area of cross section is changed. The first thing, considering about the length, this is the case 1 and this is the case 2. Okay, So I am writing here case 1 and case 2. Suppose that in both the cases I have applied some potential difference. In this case, the electron from this part will have to move from length small l. Okay, so it will face some collision. Obviously, it will face some collision. It will face some collision to go through point this to this point, means from the one terminal to another terminal, this electron will obviously going to face some collision. In case 2, the same thing is going to happen. The electron will have to collide with one another or atoms. Okay, they have to collide with atoms, and this electron has to go through the longer length. In this case, the length was less, so electron will reach to this terminal easily. But in this case, as it has to move through the longer length, I will write it as L prime. Okay, so it will have to suffer more collision. Obviously, less length means less collision, more length means more collision. Okay, and what is the reason? That it has less length and it has more length, and as we studied now, that more collision means higher resistance, less collision means lesser resistance, okay, or the lower resistance. So in this case, since the electrons are having less collision, it means it will have less resistance, and this will have more resistance. Okay, this is the point where you should make a note. Okay, just in your mind. Okay, remember this, how we have found that electrons has to pass through lower length, so it will suffer less collision and hence less resistance. In this case, it has to go through the longer length, so more collision will face more resistance. So what does it mean? That resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to its length. Resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to its length. Okay, that is R is directly proportional to L. I am giving this equation to be the first equation. Okay, the second case. Okay, this was the first case. The second case. Okay, this was about the length. Now we will consider about area of cross section. Before doing that, let me draw some margins. Okay, that was another case. Now, if it is visible, then I am going to draw the figure by the same ink. Suppose that in this case we are having same length but having different cross sectional area. This is the case 1, and this is the case 2 having same length. We are not going to discuss about the length this time. We are more interested in area of cross section. Okay, so now it has a we have applied some potential difference, same kind of potential difference in both the cases. Okay. Now, in this case, since there is small cross sectional area, and in this case we have large cross sectional area, due to this, on this circular face we have, say, for just consideration I am considering, say it has some electrons. Okay, in this case there should also be some electrons. Okay, now you tell me in which condition the number of electron on the face should be more, case 1 or case 2. It is obvious, it has less sectional area, so it should have less electron. It has higher cross sectional area, so it should have more electrons at its face, due to which the charge carriers, which are electrons, are less. Okay, so I should write it here. Okay, less electrons for carrying current less electrons on cross sectional area. Okay, CS I am writing it for the short notation. Less electrons on cross sectional area for carrying current in this case, and in this case we have what? More electrons on cross sectional area for carrying current. Due to this, in this case the conduction is little bit difficult process, and in this case, due to presence of more number of electrons on its cross sectional area, the conduction is somewhat to be easier than the first case. Okay, so on comparing both of the conditions or the cases, we can obviously observe that due to presence of less electron here, the conduction will be poor, and in this case, due to presence of more electrons on cross sectional area, the conduction is good. Okay, so you can consider like this: if I have been given, suppose, 2 pens, say this pencil and this marker itself. Okay, so I'm just closing it now. Suppose that both has the same length, although both aren't, but obviously this one is thinner and this one is thicker. It means that when I will cut this one, this area, the cross sectional area of my marker is greater than the cross sectional area of this pencil. So the number of electrons present on this part will be more in which case? Yes, you can obviously say that it has more area, so it should have more number of electrons. It has less area, it should have less number of electrons. So in which case the conduction should be easier, pencil or marker? Yes, answer should be marker. Why? Due to presence of more electrons. So in this case it will have more resistance and in this case it will have less resistance. Okay, Why less resistance? Because conduction is good. Why more resistance? Because conduction is poor. So now what we had acknowledged, that the less area of cross section provides more resistance and more area of cross section provides less resistance. Okay, I am giving you some time to think that either it is a direct relation or inverse relation. Okay, less area, more resistance, more area, less resistance. Obviously this is the case of inverse relation. And what I am having now, that part B, resistance of a conductor is inversely proportional to area of cross section. Okay, this part is inversely proportional to, or resistance of a conductor is inversely proportional to area of cross section. What does it mean? That R is inversely proportional to, inversely proportional means proportional to 1 by A. Okay, area of cross section. I am giving this second equation. Okay, so considering both of the cases, case 1 and case 2, we can conclude from the equation 1 and 2 that R is directly proportional to length, but it is inversely proportional to area of cross section. Okay, so this one is the required relation which we were trying to derive. But as we do know, to remove this proportionality sign, I must include some constant there. So what I have got here, let me write on another page. So I have got there R is directly proportional to L and inversely proportional to A. Okay, listen students, every time if you listen inversely proportional, X is inversely proportional to Y, it means it is directly proportional to 1 by Y. Okay, never get confused. So R is proportional to L by A. Now this was the equation which we have got. Now to remove this proportionality sign, I must multiply some constant. So again I can write it here, R equal to some constant times L by A, and this constant is called as rho.